recording now. Hi, and welcome to a Thermomix kitchen. Today we're demonstrating how a TN6 can assist our customer, Sandra, with cooking independently in the kitchen. Sandra, today I'm going to show you a Thermomix 6. It is the latest in the range of Thermomixes, and it will give you an opportunity to gain back cooking independently in the kitchen.
Good.
I know you have, recently suffered a shoulder injury as well as having arthritis, and you do rely on your husband to chop and prepare food,
Meals, yes.
and meals, and this will allow you to cook more freely. It also offers some fantastic safety features as well. So we're going to start with a pasta. It is cooked all in the Thermomix, and it is a creamy salami and tomato pasta. So let's get cooking. All right, so Sandra, we've just brought up the recipe here on the Cookie Do platform. So it is just a matter of starting to cook. Obviously, we have pre-prepared our ingredients prior to, but just for people with limited, knife abilities.
I can't chop stuff.
Yeah. No, it's small pieces. But to be able to cut a zucchini just in half,
I could do that.
You could do that.
Yep.
Perfect. All right, so let's start cooking. So if you just push on the button, yes. And now it's going to ask you, obviously, take the lid off, take the whole lid off, and just place that on the ground. And we'll just tear that back to 0. All right, and here we are.
So it's down to nothing.
Yeah, so that's our scale there, and so it can individually weigh our ingredients as we go along.
So I put that in.
So we are going to start with grating our Parmesan cheese. So you can just put it all in. It weighs it as it goes. Now this will be great for you. Obviously, it's fresh Parmesan. There's no packaged, no caking agents or anything like in pre-processed Parmesan. So you put the lid on. Yep, that's it. It doesn't need to go. Just as long as it doesn't interfere with the arms or at the back of the machine, it doesn't need to be lined up. And if you click next, okay, and now it's telling you the instructions as we go. It is a step-by-step guided cooking, and it is telling that we've inserted our measuring cup and our mixing lid on, and we click next. And now we speed 10. It's already preset.
Yes.
And it's speed 10, and you just follow the instructions. That is turn the dial to speed 9. So all the way around.
So
that dial all the way around till it goes up to 9. Keep going. Fantastic. Now you press next to move on to the next step. Fantastic. Now, if we just grab a bowl, okay, and take that off, perfect. Now, here, Sandra, you'll find, yes, you will need to lift the jug off the Thermomix, but it is an ergonomical handle. It has been designed in that way that once, lift it up and put it on the bench. That's it.
Oh, that's better.
Okay, and now you will find that this part of the handle is probably more suitable for someone with arthritis, because you are then using more your elbow rather than your wrist, and just that's it. No, that's okay. It is a real life kitchen.
Perhaps a bigger bowl.
I could have given you a bit. I could have given you a bigger bowl. That's it. So that's perfect.
So that's awesome. So if you think, Sandra, do you mind holding that up to the camera? So if you think of grating your cheese manually, would you be able to do that?
Not that much.
No, and it's quite hard with only one arm there to do that. That's fantastic. Okay, continue.
Perfect.
And also with the arthritis, it's just very hard.
Yep. So now we just click next. Again, it's just a guided step-by-step process. No, you don't need to do that. That's it. Whoop, yep, go back. It does have a forward and back. Just press it once. That's it. So in this case, we're just going to continue through. So
Half a brown onion.
half a brown onion. So we have got that pre-prepared.
Next time a bigger bowl.
So here we go. Grab the onion and put it in.
Just like
So this
that.
is, yep, just put it in. So it's just cut in half. And you just put it straight in. And next, and add your garlic. And again, it's just press again.
Nice.
Go again. That's it. Sort of it's.
I know what I'm doing. I'm pressing too hard.
Yes, I think
should
so.
just tap.
That's it. That's it. And we've got our parsley. So the whole thing can go in.
Save a little bit for garnish at the end.
Fantastic. And just click next.
Yeah, that's what I was doing it too
Yeah,
hard.
there you go. And now the measuring cup underneath.
If anyone's wondering who's in the background, I'm just Jane's assistant today, so I'm Kirsten.
And click next and then it will let you know what the next step is. Okay, so it's come up and it is 3 seconds, all pre-recorded and speed 7. So just give that dial a turn around till it gets to 7. Keep going. That's it. And click next. So it's very quick in in getting the ingredients ready. So do that.
Could you do that, Sandra, yourself, or
Scrape it down. Yeah, I think so.
no? Would you be able to chop it all up? That
No.
no.
We'll just give
Show the camera.
there we go. We'll just give a look at and that's the parsley and onion and garlic. That smells fantastic.
Have you got a
Yeah,
scraper?
here we go. We've got a spatula here
Oh.
to help. So just give it a light scrape down. You can pick and choose in these steps as to whether you want to, you want to push it back down. So yeah, just a light scrape. That's it. Perfect. That's great.
Yeah.
All those fresh ingredients. All right, click next and let's see what our next step is. That's it. Perfect.
Half a red.
So half a red capsicum. So it's the whole lot. We can just add in. So it does give you half a red, or it gives you the grams. But put it in and click next. That's it. And our zucchini.
And Sandra, do you mind showing, before you put that in, just the size of the zucchini again? Just because, sorry, when we're talking about the ease of chopping.
Yes, I can chop that. I just can't do it fine.
Yeah, so anything that you're putting into the Thermomix, you can just chop it up into quarters, thereabouts, and then the machine will do the rest of that for you.
Not yet.
You can put the carrot in. The carrot was just additional.
Oh, additional veggies. There we go. So that again is the beauty about Thermomix. You can chop and change out ingredients, add ingredients to get a more vegetable boost in your diet. Here we go. And again, speed 5. Now just
Well, it says 03.
because it's 3 seconds, so it is going to chop very quickly. So you really need to get to speed 5 as quickly as you can.
Oh, I see.
That's it. Well done. Brilliant. Sandra's got the hang of this. Okay, so we just wait for the arms to release. That is a safety feature that you can't then, just lift it straight up. That's it, and on the bench. All right, now just with the spatula, Sandra's just following the instructions on the screen. I'll scrape down with the spatula. So yeah, the beauty about the TM6 is with those locking arms is that it's a safety feature. So the machine will not operate unless the lid is on and locked in.
Do I need to?
Oh, sorry. No, that's fine. I mean, minus one, that's okay. So we're going to add the olive oil. So you can it will measure that as you go. That's fine. There you go.
I don't need to put it on.
No, it will do it automatically.
Cool.
So you can decide how, 30 grams is probably ample in this. Yeah, it's very sort of sensitive, the scale. It is by 1 gram. So depending on.
Just chuck it in there, Sandra. Yep.
Just what?
A good
Chuck it in there. A glug. You don't have to with oils and things like that measure. Whatever you do on a fry pan, you apply the same method. So if you do weigh your oil in the fry pan, then weigh it. But if you don't, just glug it in.
Hang on, let's just go back. Okay, so we've done the oil and that's it.
Insert measuring.
So insert the measuring cup. That's it. And next. And this is going to cook for 3 minutes. It is cooking at 120 degrees and it is speed 1. So Sandra's going to turn speed 1 and then it will cook for 3 minutes.
Where's speed 1?
No, it will automatically. It marks up. There's a little dial as to where speed 1 is. It also tells you as well, but it doesn't allow you to go past the speed. If it's set at the speed, it doesn't allow you to go past that speed. So you can be... it's very accurate cooking. So we want to talk.
So I think here's a perfect example of standing over a stove top and you have your fry pan there. You've got to hold it with one hand and stir while you're sauteing your garlic and your onion and all of your vegetables.
And it tends to go everywhere because you haven't got the control you used to have. So you flip food all over.
Yes, and has that happened a bit too, has it, Sandra?
Yes.
Yeah, so exactly. So in this instance, Sandra doesn't have to be there. It is doing it all for her. So that's absolutely fantastic. Another safety feature of the Thermomix is the bowl here. We've got the green lights and you can see that they're green at the moment. Once that hits above 60 degrees, these will actually turn red. So if you've got any little ones around the house, we know that that will say that this bowl is just hot, and it's a reminder to yourself that this bowl just here is hot when it's red. So don't touch it there. So that's really handy as well to have that. So we've got 1 minute and 30 seconds thereabouts. That's just doing all the sauteing. And then we are going to go on to the next step. So, Jane, can you think of any other little things that we'd like to talk about whilst this is happening? I think, grinding herbs and things like that in a mortar and pestle, or even finely chopping them, Yeah, absolutely. Massive advantage. Massive advantage. Yeah, really just like, to get the vegetables, I think it's all in one. It's, less number of dishes left. It's just one pot that dish that you're working with. Yeah. So even like, the cooking and then the cleaning. Absolutely. It's it does have a pre-clean function, which we will show you at the end, which is just brilliant. Basically washes itself, which is a great
yes, but that's another thing, washing big bowls. I have trouble holding them now to wash them.
That's it. And I really noticed, Sandra, that ergonomical handle.
Yeah.
And that's flat, so it actually sits really nicely.
Yes, in your hand.
And you feel like you've got control in in moving the bowl in and out, and also if you need to pour as well, which is really great. We've also got the safety feature of the Thermomix. So if you do get called away, it can continue cooking and then it will all shut down after 15 minutes. So if your OT was coming and you had an appointment with them, then by all means, you can let it continue cooking and it will just shut down once it's done. Fantastic. All right, so we're going to take the lid off, Sandra, and we will, that's it, it's perfect. And we will add the tomatoes in. Perfect, brilliant. So we've added them in, fantastic. And we're going to click next. And we are going to add 300 grams of water. Brilliant. And we're going to click next.
That was my weighing.
We've got 200 grams of cream, so you will need to just watch.
Yeah, watch it.
Yeah. Give it a pour. You just keep the, yep.
How much about
200. So, as we say, close enough is good enough. There we go. That's perfect. And we'll click next. That's it. And we've got a tablespoon of vegetable stock.
So, Jane, would you like to just talk about the vegetable stock case?
Absolutely. So the vegetable stock paste is something that we have made at Thermomix. I tend to use a lot in my cooking. So it's great when you've got, abundance of vegetables that you're not sure, what to do with. And there's a guided recipe in there where you can cook all those up. So you know exactly what is in your stock. You can turn it into a liquid stock if need, or you can add it straight in as a good flavour boost.
With regards to this stock, when we're doing a delivery, so it's all about the customer journey. So if Jane was to deliver a Thermomix, what she would be doing is she would be taking the customer through how to make stock. And that's the first thing that we do with a client, because it teaches them how to chop, it teaches them how to blitz safely, and how to carry and hold a full bowl with hot food in there. So we do ensure that the customer's journey, we are there every step.
Okay, so we're just doing the cooking function now. So, I mean, this is just, fantastic, Sandra. You're not having to stand over a pot. You can, it's got 9.5 minutes to go. You can, sit down, or it also gives you the ability where, you can rest, with your arms and your arthritis, that you're not constantly standing there and cooking and stirring and things like that. So, as far as fatigue in the kitchen, I think the Thermomix is brilliant in that way, because it does the work for you, all the hard work for you. Yeah.
Hi. Whilst that's cooking, I'm actually going to take you through the modes and just show you other features of the Thermomix that can benefit our customers. So I'll just bring you down so you can actually see the screen. Excuse me. Here we go. Okay, so this is the main screen of the Thermomix. When we're talking cooking with the Thermomix, it always is time, temperature, speed. So all the customers need to do, if they are manually cooking and they want to, say, pick up a Jamie Oliver cookbook, they can set the time, temperature, or speed. Some things that I think are really beneficial for our customers, especially if there is a physical obstacle there for them, is all of these different modes that we've got. So we've got our inbuilt scales. So you're not running around the kitchen with a pair of scales, into the fry pan, then you've got the fry pan bowl and you've got another bowl there. It's inbuilt scales, so it's all in one bowl. So that's really fantastic. The next one is the dough function. The beauty of the Thermomix is that there is only one blade. So it doesn't matter whether you're making ice cream, whether you're making rice flour, so milling grains and things like that, or whether you're making dough, you've only ever got one blade. So there's none of this pulling it out and, swapping over attachments. So we've got our dough here, and especially in Sandra's case, for example, can't imagine kneading dough for, 15, 20 minutes with one hand. It would be extremely tedious. But the dough here, it would knead it all for her and she would be able to continue. So that's
with biscuit dough, my husband had to do it, but he used a spatula and broke it.
Oh, really?
Yes, he was doing it so well.
Well, there you go. So the equivalent,
do it. That's fantastic.
It's only 2 minutes in the Thermomix with the dough is equivalent to 15 minutes by hand. And if you're talking about biscuits and things like that, it's a matter of seconds.
Yeah.
So that's brilliant. And then we've got our turbo function. So the turbo function is super powerful, and you can you know, mince your own meat in there. So a chicken breast cut up into 3 for 2 seconds, and you've got chicken mince. You know, think of the possibilities there in your kitchen. It just makes it very easy. No having to head down to the supermarket and purchase that mince. Then we've got our pre-clean. Our pre-clean is super handy, especially for people like yourself, Sandra. So you don't have to wash up. You just put the detergent in the Thermomix. So just a drop, and then 1 litre of water, and it's got a little marker where you fill it up to. And then you just turn the dial and the Thermomix will wash itself for you. So saves, you know, on all those pots and pans. You said that, you know, carrying them over to the sink and having to wash one-handed is extremely difficult. This would help you there. The next thing is we've got our blending function. So if you think of blitzing with a blender, you'd have to hold the bowl, you know, the little stick blenders. You'd have to hold the bowl with one hand and you'd be blending with the other. I don't know about you, but we've all had those accidents where it all goes flying and hits the ceiling as well. But with this, no, you just pop it in and you blend, and you'd have, you know, your soup or whatever perfectly blended. Yep, smoothies, all types of things. Then we've got our egg boiler. Now, this would be fantastic because in your situation, I'll show you. So we go into the egg boiling mode. All you need to do, you don't need to stand there with a hot pot. The possibility of holding it and maybe tipping it because you've only got the one hand, you don't want the boiling water going on you. So with this, you just pop your eggs in, put the cool water in, and then you choose how you want your eggs done. So if we just turn the dial.
That's good.
Yep.
Choosing the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we just turn the dial. See, medium soft, medium hard. Let's choose that one. And then it cooks and then rings when they're done. And they are done absolutely perfectly every time, guys. That's awesome. So we're really proud of that feature. We've got a kettle. So this is really good for those of you that love your teas and love the temperature to be at a particular temperature. So green tea, I know it's around the 85 degrees mark. So that's fantastic. And it's also, if you have a rather small kitchen, you're limited in space, which is, you know, a lot of us, that's the case, then that's another appliance you don't need in your kitchen. Then we've got our warm-up mode. So for a lot of you, you may have Thermomixes, Sandra. I'm just thinking of when we were talking the other day around at your house, and I noticed your microwave was up quite high. So with your shoulder issue, getting hot stuff out would be quite difficult. This is, so you can warm up in your Thermomix. You don't have the hot spots because it is a thermal machine. It is even temperatured cooking. So you're not pulling it out of your microwave, having to stir it, putting it back in. You set it to a temperature and it will heat perfectly to that temperature. So great for, you know, spag bowl the next day or some soups or risotto or something like that. You've got your thicken. I think that's self-explanatory. So it's just for thickening up your sauces. Once again, not standing over with me and pots and pans, having to hold it and stir it. So if you think bechamel sauce, if you think hollandaise sauce, it's just in the Thermomix, pressing the button, pressing and forgetting. So, you know, it's absolutely fantastic. Rice cooker. Who's got a rice cooker? And they're big, bulky, and they take forever to cook. The rice cooker, exactly the same. Seeing a theme here, it's just press and forget. And that's the beauty of the Thermomix. It takes all that work, and it doesn't matter what you can and you can't do in the kitchen. So if you're someone who can do everything and you love doing it, then this can be your sous chef. It can be your apprentice in the kitchen. If you're someone who has a few problems in the kitchen, hitting that next, whether it be a physical, mental block, whatever that is, this machine can help you. Got a couple more. I won't go too much into detail, but we've got fermentation. So if you're thinking of making yogurt overnight, this is great for you as well. Then we've got slow cook. That's self-explanatory. And guys, especially for those that can't lift heavy things, or maybe you're in a wheelchair, you know, that big crock pot of a slow cooker isn't going to be a safe thing to be lifting and moving around. Whereas this, you saw the ergonomic handle, great. So you can slow cook in the Thermomix and you can move that quite easily around the kitchen. And then we've got our sous vide option, which is also, you know, it's the cooking in the vacuum sealed bags for those that like to get a little bit chefy. That's a really good option for you as well. We've got just a couple of minutes left. How many minutes?
We've got less than a minute.
Oh, okay, excellent. All right, well, what we will do, actually, I'll just quickly show you the screen. We won't talk about this today, but if you want to find out more, we can definitely help you. So you can see this is our main screen, but what you can do is you can meal plan on your cookadoo. So you can actually send the ingredients to your shopping cart and then you can choose home delivery. Yep, it's amazing. We're partnered with Woolworths at the moment. So you can meal plan for the whole week. You don't have to leave your house. All those ingredients will go straight to your cart. You just make sure that they are the brands that you want, and then you can choose click or collect, click and collect, sorry, or home delivery. So that can benefit a lot of people, whether it be that you can't get out into your car or you can't get to the supermarket or carrying heavy bags and things like that. All right. Let's go around and see.
All right, so
what's next.
All right, click next. Fantastic. So now we've got the pasta. So you can take the lid off and just sit it down on the bench. All right, so we'll just tear that back to 0. That's it. Perfect. Now we've got the pasta here ready to go. Now it does say fettuccine, but you can add you know, whatever pasta you prefer. All right. Now, Sandra, if you just that into the bowl, so it's actually 5,300 grams.
Not all of it, is it?
No, it's not all of it.
About half, Sandra. Bit more. Bit more.
Yeah, we're feeding your family.
Yep.
That's the beauty about Thermomix. It does have a just click next. So we're going to add the salami. So you notice that Sandra's just added the ingredients in. She doesn't need to make sure that it's you know, mixed through or stirred through or anything like that. Brilliant. And we're going to click the next. And now, Sandra, if you just give that a stir. So how do you find that?
That's not bad, yeah.
Brilliant. That's fantastic. All right. So that's all in. Really, the main point of that is just to make sure that the pasta has submerged in the sauce that we have cooked and sitting in the bowl. So we're going to click next. And we're going to put our lid back on. That's it. And next. And now we're going to turn the dial now just around to the first little notch on the dial. So that's it. It's a slow stir mode, and it's going to cook for 7 minutes, and dinner will be served. So it's so how did you find that?
That's really good, yes,
Yeah.
very good.
So you haven't had like this much independence in the kitchen?
No, not since I broke the shoulder.
No, so there you go. So
And the arthritis causes problems because it hurts.
yes, absolutely.
The thing I love about this particular dish, Sandra, is if you think if you're cooking a pasta dish normally, how would you go with draining the pasta?
Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah, yep. Can you do it yourself at the moment?
No,
Or?
I usually get my husband to do it.
Okay. So when you think about this particular dish, we're actually cooking the pasta in the sauce. So you can do this with your carbonaras, you can do this with your spag bowls, and it just makes it so much easier for that customer that has a little bit of trouble getting around the kitchen, where they don't have to be draining the pasta over the sink and, you know, risk burning themselves and all the rest, or dropping the pasta. So it's a one pot wonder. Really, really good. I'm just going to show you. You'll get to see the finished product in a moment. But if you do have any clients that wish to purchase a Thermomix, what do you get? So there's 2269. We do offer 24 months interest free. and we do have different deals available. So you just run that by the consultant. But you get everything that you've seen here today, plus a little bit more. So you get the cookbook with it. You get 6 months subscription to Cookadoo, which is what I was talking about with regards to being able to order and have your ingredients all delivered straight to your door. And we have thousands upon thousands of different recipes for you to choose from. So if one of your customers is the type of person who needs a little bit of inspiration and perhaps they're feeling a little bit flat with regards to their new challenges that they have in their kitchen, this could be a way of inspiring them as well, because they have so much to choose from, and there's things that they can have a look in there and go, oh wow, I can do that now because I've got the Thermomix. So you get all of these things, really fantastic. And
What's the thing on the top?
the thing on the top is actually the good question, Sandra. Thank you. The thing on the top is for steaming. So you can do all your chicken in here. You can do all of your fish. You can do vegetables, and it is just fantastic. So in that part, you can do all of that. I mean, there's so many different things you can do. But when we're talking about things, because we're aiming this at OTs, so if you think of your slow cook, you put your slow cook on. As I said before, it's a lot smaller, the jug, but let's say we did a pulled pork. Now, Sandra, I can't imagine with your arm that you'd be wanting to do the pulled pork. So in the Thermomix, you can shred meat and it shreds beautifully. So you can do those sorts of things. Whilst that's cooking, what else can you do? So you can, I'm just going to run quickly through these so you can see how it may be able to help your clients in the kitchen. Caramelizing, so not standing over hot pots, risk of tipping over, kneading, grinding, so it's their coffee maker, you know, their coffee machine for all of their coffee, that sort of stuff. You can grind, you can saute, which you saw today. Cooking, we're doing that right now. Stewing, so all of those winter soups, we're coming up to winter. Braising, mincing, I talked about that, so you can make your chicken mince, you can make your beef mince, any sort of mince you like. Whipping, we haven't talked about that today, so you can whip your butter, you can whip your cream, you know, there's so many different things you can do with this machine. Milling, think of all your spices. So a thing that's important to a lot of people as well is the no additives and no preservatives. So you know exactly what's going into your machine. So there's a lot of intolerances out there, and there's a lot of, you know, eating sort of hurdles, I guess. So, you know exactly what's going in there, which is fantastic. We've got steaming, blending, we've got crushing. So the Thermomix is so powerful that you can put a kilo of ice blocks in there and it will crush them up to a beautiful slushy consistency, or you go that little bit further and you've got sorbet in under a minute. So, you know, that just says it all, doesn't it? The power of the Thermomix. We've got chopping, we've got weighing. You saw here grating. That's my biggest pain point in the kitchen. I used to hate grating things. The Thermomix does that for you now. We've got stirring and mixing. So you get all of those things, guys, to help you. And I'm sure that as you're watching this, you're thinking of particular clients you have and going, yeah, that might be able to help them. Reach out and we can talk you through maybe things that your client's objection is in the kitchen, and we can work out how it can benefit them. I'm going to turn you back around because I think we're nearly ready to serve up this amazing dish. Okay, you can see it's steaming away there. Beautiful.
That's it. Yeah, the risk of you know, no open pots as well is fantastic. And you know, if you've got you know, members in your household that you know, for their own personal preference, that you know, depending on what you cook, like for textural people that are not you know, that have textural aversions, then this is really fantastic because you could then make something for, you know, for a few people in the family, and then you can also then blitz and blend at high speed and make it more of a puree. So you are then maybe only cooking, you know, one meal that will then suit a, you know, a wide mix in your family. So that's always really handy. So we've got our bowl ready to go. We've got 10 seconds. So it's a really quick and easy recipe. Smells delicious.
Lovely.
We're almost there. That's it. So, Sandra, you know now that, you know, when the buzzer rings, that click
Yes.
next.
And remember to lift it from the bottom when you're popping it in, and just be careful of the steam there. But lift it from
So
the
you
bottom,
from here.
because then the ergonomical design,
You lift that straight up.
No, so it's this.
is up.
Straight up.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah. Now put it down. That's right. That's it. Now you, because you're in that position, now you'll be better to move to that position.
Yes.
That's it.
No, it's not better. This I like it this way.
Okay, that's it. Put it in. Wow, that looks fantastic. That's it.
No, there's a bit.
Oh, there's a bit in there. Oh, well done. Okay, and then you can sit it back up in the cradle, so it's not going to tip over, and you've got your bench free again. So that's it. Yep, you can click next. It's that's it. There you go. So it is now sprinkle, and well, we don't need
Don't
all
sprinkle that actually, because we'll save this for
Oh,
a bit
for
later.
later. There we
Yep.
go. All right.
Okay, and I'm just going to take you up close so you can
Oh,
actually
sorry.
see. Sorry, Sandra. So you can see how beautifully it has cooked. But if we have a look here, and then I'm going to show you. I'll just lift it up first. But you can see we've cooked all that beautiful pasta, and Sandra didn't have to chop much at all. She didn't have to go draining all those pasta shells, and she's cooked a massive meal for a family. It's just wonderful.
Brilliant.
Would you like to close up, Jane?
Well, thank you, Sandra, for
Pleasure.
you know, for giving us this opportunity to show how the Thermomix
Yeah, it was
could
very interesting.
really you know, work for you and give you that independence back again. Obviously, you know, there is just an extraordinary amount of, you know, of recipes, and whether you're a baker or you know, you're like you're Italian, you're Mexican, you know, there's just so much variety there. So you know, and great, you know, breakfasts, lunch, snacks, desserts, dinners, the list goes on.
It'll
So
be very
which is-
useful.
Yeah, which is
Help a
fantastic.
lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're always here for, you know, backup support as well. I mean, that's the nice thing about, you know, Thermomix. We're really passionate about, you know, using Thermomix in the kitchen. And we really say that, you know, obviously today is a perfect example of how it has, you know, or potentially
Helps.
would benefit you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.